me Z&T because I'm the best in the game. I got the fame, the style that isn't lame.
Hey, is there a cassette tape anywhere?
I sure do. This cassette is the best, I can attest. Best cassette in the east to the west. Yeah, I ain't a rapper. This cassette's dapper. I'm no capper.
Okay, do you mind if I take that off your hands?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, thank you.
No problem, bro.
And this is this week's Closet Classics.
Hello, I'm Doug Wood Boyle, senior feature writer for Middlesex East and general news editor for the Daily Times Chronicle newspapers. And I'm here with Richard Haggerty, the general manager and president of the Daily Times Chronicle and general manager of Middlesex East. Dick, we've done this wonderful series, not to blow our own horn a little bit here, but we did do a wonderful series with Mia Carter getting arrested. That came from an idea that you partook of in several years ago. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
It was more than several, Doug. It was actually 25 or 26 years ago. Yeah, we did a feature over at what was then the Weekly Reading Chronicle concerning a 3-part series about being arrested, tried, and then sent to prison. And at that time, I was the guinea pig. I was a young reporter, and I was the one going in the car, going in the police car, going before the judge, and then going up to the Barack House of Correction. This time we felt it would be very nice if we could do it, but put a little different twist to it in that we would do it with a female. And we were fortunate that we had a wonderful young reporter by the name of Mia Carter, who had a presence and a writing ability at a very young age to come forward and do just what I think is an outstanding job.
That's one of 46.
46, good.
Kevin, I've got that suspect vehicle behind Marshall Simons. Mass Reg 1539. Lima Foxtrot, down by the gyms. I'll wait for you.
En route from Wynn Street, we'll be right there. Drive over the blue Volkswagen. Put your hands up on the roof on the inside headliner. Keep your hands up like that.
See your hands, ma'am. See your hands, please. Spread out with your left hand. I want you to reach across. Take the keys out of the ignition. keeping your right hand in the air. Go ahead, with your left hand, reach across the ignition and pull out the keys. I want you to toss it out on the side. Throw it right out. Okay? I want you to step out of the vehicle. Keep your hands in the air. Okay? Turn around slowly. Okay, now all the way around. Turn around one more time. Okay, I want you to keep stepping backwards. Stop right there, ma'am. Right there. Turn around. I say I want you to step backwards more slowly and keep your hands in the air. Keep going. Keep going, ma'am. Keep going. Your hands up and keep going. Keep going until I tell you say to stop. Okay, ma'am, stop right there. I want you to lay face down on that road. Keep your hands spread out from your body.
And do you have anything in your pockets that we should know about? No. Do you have any weapons on you? No. Okay, put you right back to your knees. Stay right there.
Any passengers in the vehicle, show your hands now.
Car's clear.
You have just witnessed a simulated felony stop. The suspect, Daily Times Chronicle reporter Mia Carter, is acting the role of an armed bank robber. Like most people, she has never had an encounter with authorities before and did not know what to expect. Doug Woodboyle, Daily Times Chronicle editor, Wakefield edition, talked to Mia about the arrest through the small window of her holding cell.
Now, even knowing this was going to happen, when those police cars drew up behind you and that PA system came on, what happened in your mind?
I was totally shocked. I thought, they made it so real. Like, they pulled guns on me. I've never had somebody pull a gun on me before. And that totally shocked me. I was not expecting that at all whatsoever. I didn't think it was going to be so realistic. And I had no idea.
What was your feeling when you got put on the ground and handcuffed?
I wasn't expecting that at all. I was totally shocked. Completely shocked.
Did you get a different feeling when those handcuffs went around you? Or
Oh, it's complete powerlessness. You're completely powerless, and you're so at these people's mercy. And so if they decide they don't like you, and if you decide to give them a hard time and struggle, I can definitely see how it could hurt.
The serious tone set by Burlington police made the arrest feel very real. Bernie Scipoletti, the Burlington safety officer, coordinated this stop with 2 police cars.
We don't necessarily always use 3 or 2 or have any set limit. We use as many as possible for the safety of the officers as well as the people involved or any bystanders. That maximizes our safety, and it allows us to see all sides of the car, all occupants of the car, and get everybody out safely to maximize the effort.
Now, this was done in a safe setting. We used the rear end of a school, which you had checked out thoroughly to make sure that that particular part was going to be empty that day. And you used drawn guns. What was the procedure behind that?
Yes, I did check out the school. I made sure, even though it was vacation, that there were no students in the area, that the custodians knew about it, that the administrators in the building knew about it. We didn't want anyone to call the station thinking that something was going on or questioning what was going on. For that exercise, we did it just as we always do. The only difference was we did unload our weapons for that, just to make sure that there weren't any problems. Not to say we expected any or would encounter any, but just to maximize safety for the reporter involved, for the camera people that were involved. Because of the way this was shot using still photography and video, we had camera people in places where we really wouldn't want people behind our suspect. And for that reason, it was just a much easier, for everybody involved, a much easier event in their heads if they knew that there was no live ammunition in anyone's weapon at that time.
When I say police officers, they're not on guard, so to speak, you know. They're not out prosecuting people and running after them and holding guns up to them. I see like a softer side of them, so to speak. So I guess you could say I have a lot more respect for them because I don't think I could do that at all, ever.
Got a female in the booking room. Could you get Lieutenant Trudeau and Matron, please? Thank you. Lean forward slightly right here, okay? Thank you. I'm going to take your handcuffs off. Stay still just like that. What's your last name, man?
Carter.
Where do you live?
Reading.
What city? Reading?
You were tuned this way.
Stay just like that. Lieutenant, this is Mia Carter on the bank. We got her behind the Marshall Simon School in the car. Oh, this is Mia Carter. She's from Reading. We think she did the bank. We got the stuff in her car behind the Marshall Simon's Middle School. Cooney and McDade were with me. One was recovered in the car. Been passed in to Inspector Duffy.
Okay. Take your jacket off. You understand what you're here for? Can you read?
Yes.
See the lights up there? Right to remain silent, anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have the right to talk to an attorney, you have him present with you, being any questioning. You cannot afford to have an attorney want to be appointed to represent you before any questioning. You understand that? Okay. Okay, now that's a waiver up there. If I ask you any questions relative to the crimes which you've been charged, okay? You can invoke those rights anytime you want.
Okay.
I'm going to ask you now, we're going to ask you the information relative to the booking procedure.
No, it isn't.
You give me the right information, and we'll get you down to court, and we'll get you a ring. If you don't get the information, you don't go anywhere. You know what that means?
I don't usually do it here.
No, we do. I gave her a
Oh,
quick
the
one.
other, okay.
I gave her a quick one going in the car, but.
And he,
Hey, what's your social security number?
016 65
pat her down, Helen.
Want it in here or in the,
Well, yeah, do it right now. Go with it.
okay? You want it?
Step this way for a minute.
Okay, here, here. This is the matrix. Okay. And everything seems fine. You want to pick up your little sheet and you can take it over there? Okay. Oh, okay. See, if you're going to be put in the cell, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so we would leave those out there because that would be a danger. And he did pat you down, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's straight. Okay. Like that, yeah. Good. Okay, you want to come back?
Lieutenant, I'll start running this.
Alright, okay, I'm gonna go through the information here, collecting information, and as we go along, we can turn around and we can, start the process. The first thing we're gonna do is, I need your name.
Mia?
Okay, the first name and last name.
First name.
Okay, what's your last name first?
Carter.
Your MIA?
Yep.
Your initial?
K.
Alright, Mia, what's your address?
55 Franklin Street. I'm writing.
She's running everything right now.
Zip code.
01867.
Father's first name.
Thomas.
Mother's first name?
Ginny.
Date of birth?
2/12/82.
Social security number?
016 65 5555.
You have any scars, marks, or tattoos?
Tattoo.
What is it?
It's a Chinese letter.
What does it say?
Wealth.
Wealth?
Not today.
Not today. Good health, huh?
I have another one on my ankle.
Another one on your ankle? Okay.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse, okay. That's on the right ankle.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Mouse. Outside. Right ankle. Okay, and it's Chinese letter. For wealth. Right shoulder. You been arrested before in here?
Nope.
No?
Brown.
How tall are you?
5'2".
One at a
Yes,
time.
answer his questions. I'm not asking them.
One at a time. 5'2"?
Yeah.
Alright, Brown. Okay, here, that real blonde, or if I
No.
took your picture 2 weeks from now, would it be brown or what?
Yeah.
So, dyed blonde.
Yeah.
Okay. Married or single?
Single.
So paperwork, negative Q5.
Thank you. A little history here, huh? computer's wrong?
Maybe.
Maybe. Okay. Alright, see the blue line in the back here? Okay, can you stand right on that line, up on down, there you go. Okay, now, I want you to just turn your head, look to the wall, without moving your body. Okay, do it again, okay. You gotta know how to follow instructions to be here, okay? Obviously, you don't follow instructions, that's why you're here, right? The police do.
All noted.
Well noted. Hey, Mia. You're here, you're charged with armed robbery of the bank, all right? Because you're being charged with a felony, we're gonna take your fingerprints, all right? Okay, we'll start with your right hand first, okay? And this is painless. It don't hurt at all, right? You want anything right now, drugs, alcohol, anything that might impair your right to, anything I'm asking you to understand what's going on?
Nope.
Okay.
Yes, and just those two things in there, and the sunglasses.
Okay. Ella, take a while to wash your hands. Bring it back in. Now, you came in, you advised your rights under Miranda. It was the right to remain silent. That's the one you read on the board. Okay, you understood those rights?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, as the officer in charge, did examine you and find that there are no injuries to you. You
No.
all right? You injured at all during the arrest or any type of prior to?
No.
Okay. We find any money on her, any cash or anything?
Nothing.
No money, no nothing. The only thing you have is a jacket, a pair of glasses, right? Those seeing glasses or those for disguise?
Disguise.
Disguise glasses? So you don't need them, right?
No, we don't need them, we don't need this. We'll
Okay.
take them.
No cash. Okay, you have right to use telephone at your expense to communicate with family and friends to arrange for bail, to engage in services of an attorney, right? And you're gonna be notified of that. You got 1 hour within the time of booking, all right? Do you wanna use the phone to call anybody, friend or family, tell them where you're gonna be?
Okay.
Okay. Where you calling, local call?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a line first.
Let me dial it for you, okay?
8.
22.
You don't know who you can call from
Mine
the
upstairs,
police
is it?
station? Yeah. One of the person is totally Lieutenant Howell.
Huh?
Says it's busy.
This is busy? Okay. We're gonna be taking you down to court. I'll put down the fact that you wanted to use the phone, but you didn't make your phone call, okay? Because of the fact that you are entitled to the phone call, all right? You didn't make the phone, line was busy. Okay, there's a number you call, okay? You know why you're here, you know the charges against you are?
Yes.
Armed robbery, okay? Okay, this here, right to be examined by a physician, that's for observation if you're arrested for operating under the influence. That doesn't count, so there's a big X there. Okay, now, I want you to sign here that you advise the rights per Miranda. You won't read it. Just advise your rights to remain silent. If they say it will be used against you in court of law, okay? Okay, and sign here that you did not use the phone, you want to use the phone, and put down, here's the phone number, that the line was busy. Okay? Okay. You get your report completed?
Yeah, just about. We'll go back and finish it up and then we'll get out of here.
Right.
About 10 minutes.
Okay, get your report. Get your report, 5 copies of the report. Go to the district attorney.
You want her in the cell while we're doing it?
Yeah, put it out there. I'm gonna call the court, tell them we have a prisoner coming down, and get the prosecutor to be ready for him.
To your left.
Right in here. Okay.
Getting her car.
Yeah. You wanna put your sneakers on?
We're going to court now.
You're going to court. Okay. Oh, what kind of sneakers? Oh, you like these? You know the jam sneakers, you know, Saucony. Kathy loves. All right, we need to get her jacket. I'll put this back.
Right up this way.
Okay. We have to get your jacket.
Guys, you don't need this to read with, right?
No.
So take this, Bernie, tag these as evidence,
And for the
part of the case when she's gonna be using this.
Ernie, I'll get the jacket.
I didn't realize that there was so much effort that goes into this. Like, I thought it was they take you to the jail and they throw you in front of a judge and they let you go. That's always how I thought it worked, because you see the same people over and over and over. But it seems that there's a lot more that goes into it, and there's all sorts of, they asked me my address, I think, 30 times so far. So there's just a lot more that goes into it, a lot of effort behind it. I didn't realize it was so complicated.
Behind bars, a female in the justice system will continue.
I'm made of skin and bones.
I'm made of muscle.
Eyes, nose,
My imagination.
forgiveness.
All I think and all I feel.
I'm made of skin and bones.
What's inside me? Love.
Honesty and truth.
I give you love and hope.
We are made of many things. Every piece is special. Please help prevent child abuse.
I am strong.
Powerful.
So what are you made of?
Some kids think smoking weed makes you cool. What about those who think you already are?
my name's Mr. Miller, and I'm probation officer here, okay?
You get over my shoulder?
And I've got to get some general information before you go to court. Okay, your first name is Mia, M-I-A, and your last name? C-A-R-T-E-R. Married, single, separated, married, divorced? Single? Children? And mom's first name? J-E-N-N? G-E-N-N-Y. And her maiden name? Okay. And your height and weight? 5'2". Right. 105. Color your hair and eyes? Brown and brown. Okay. Any cash, savings, or any money in the bank? Not really. Can you give me a figure? 10,000? Okay. How about stocks, bonds, when we already have from that? Any equity in any real estate or a motor vehicle? You have a motor vehicle. And what year is your motor vehicle? 1998. What time? Paid for? What do you think it's worth?
I didn't make the calls on this is what she
Okay.
told me. Someone down here made it, I don't know.
Okay, now these figures will all balance out. When you go up to the courtroom, if you feel like you can't afford one, an attorney, you request that from the judge. The judge will overlook this intake, and then she or he will appropriately either assign you one so you can afford your own, or say you're marginal and you have to pay a certain amount of money. If you sign there for me, please. Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, Ms. Carter. My name is Paul Brennan, and I've been appointed by the court to represent you today in connection with your arrest. Okay. Your name's Mia Carter, is that correct? Yes. You have a middle initial? Yes. Graduated?
Yes.
Okay, what year?
96.
And where'd you go to college? What's your mother's name?
Jenny?
Jenny Carter?
Yes.
She gonna be in court here today, do you know?
I don't think so.
Okay. Does she know about this?
No.
Okay. Just have to ask. You ever been arrested before?
Quite a few times.
Okay. Well, when were you last arrested? Apart from today? I'm sorry?
Probably a couple months ago.
What were you arrested for?
I think it was drug possession.
You think it was?
I was kind of messed up at the time.
And what town?
I believe it was in Reading.
And were you arraigned in connection with that charge?
Yes.
And you were brought to this court?
Yes.
Are you in default in this court?
I'm not sure.
Okay, you don't recall what your last court date was? I have your record here. Okay. How'd you get to be arrested here today?
They think I robbed a bank.
All right, so you've been arrested for bank robbery, is that right?
Armed robbery.
Armed robbery. And where were you stopped?
I was stopped by at the middle school in Burlington.
The middle school in Burlington? Okay, what were you doing at the time?
Just parked.
You were just parked in your motor vehicle?
Yeah.
Were you alone?
Yes.
Okay. And was it your car? What's the registration?
153900.
Massachusetts registration?
Yes.
You have a current driver's license?
Yes.
Okay. And what make and model was your vehicle?
A 98 Volkswagen.
I'm sorry?
A 98 Volkswagen.
What kind of VW?
Beetle.
Okay. They're still making them in 98? Okay. So you were just parked? On what street, road?
It was in the parking lot behind the school.
Okay, you were just sitting in your vehicle and the police came? Okay, and you were sitting in the driver's seat?
Yes.
Okay, and the police came, and what happened when the police came?
And, well, they came up to me and they used a little loudspeaker and they told me to drop my keys out of the car. And then they asked me to get out of the car and I turned around and I had to walk backwards toward them and they took me to custody.
Okay, what time was this?
Probably about 11:45.
This morning?
Yes.
Okay, and how many, this was the Burlington Police?
Yes.
How many cruisers were there?
2.
And did you comply with the orders of the police?
Pretty much.
Okay, so you got out of the, you dropped your keys outside, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
You got out of the vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
What happened next?
They asked me to spin around 2 times.
Okay.
And then they made me walk backwards toward them.
And they handcuffed you then?
Yes.
What did they do with your vehicle?
I think they impounded it.
Okay, do you see them take anything out of it?
Security officer, I think they found something. I don't know what though.
Okay, did you see them go into the vehicle?
Yes.
Okay, did you give them permission?
Yes.
You did? Okay. All right, well, let me ask you this. When you got out of the vehicle, at any stage were you read your Miranda rights?
Once I got to the station.
Do you know what Miranda rights are?
Yes.
Okay. So they didn't read you your Miranda rights until you got to the station, is that correct?
Yeah.
So they handcuffed you at the parking lot, but they didn't read you your rights when they handcuffed you, is that correct?
Yes.
And did they search your car at the parking lot?
Yes.
And you gave your permission to search the car without being read your Miranda rights, is that correct? All right, and what happened when they took you down to the station?
They wrote me in a cell.
Yes, if you could do that, John.
What happened next? It's going to be a while before.
Then they brought me here.
Okay. When you were read your Miranda rights, was that at the, while you were being booked?
Yeah.
By the booking officer?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make a statement to the police?
Not really.
Did they ask you what you were doing, where you had been that day, or did they ask you anything about the bank robbery?
No, I think they found enough evidence to incriminate me.
All right. Okay, now, do you know what's going to happen here today? All right. I understand the Commonwealth is going to seek to hold you without bail.
Okay.
Okay, do you know what that means? All right. It means that the Commonwealth is charged with armed bank robbery, I understand, and they're going to ask that you be held without bail, that is to say that you not be released under any conditions, on the grounds that you constitute danger to the public, and that there are no conditions of release that will ensure the safety of the Republic, and you can, public, excuse me. And you can be held, excuse me, without trial for up to 90 days. Now, the Commonwealth has to show that by clear and convincing evidence, first of all, that they have to show there's probable cause to hold you, and then they will eventually have to show by clear and convincing evidence that that there are no conditions of release that will ensure the safety of the public if you are released. Can you make bail?
Not nice. I don't think so.
All right. So if the judge were to set some amount in bail, you don't think you can meet it, is that correct? Okay. All right. Well, nonetheless, I'm going to oppose the Commonwealth's application to hold you without bail, and I'm going to ask the judge to set a reasonable amount for bail, so that by chance you or your mother or some of your friends or relatives can come up with the bail, and you can be released and be out for awaiting trial. Okay. Do you have any questions? Okay.
I did.
Could all rise, please. Court session, please be seated.
For the record, today is Thursday, July 20th. Jackson Thompson is presiding. Calling the matter of Kristen Carter.
Stand up,
Please stand, Ms. Carter. Ms. Carter, complaint number 9999 of 2000 charges that on July 20th, 2000, in the town of Burlington, you committed armed robbery while masked in violation of General Laws, Chapter 265, Section 17. Mr. Cromwell has filed a 58A motion for pre-trial.
You do have the right to be represented by an attorney. If your income qualifies you, I can appoint an attorney. If you wish, you may hire an attorney, or you may also represent yourself. Would you like to have an attorney appointed?
Yes.
Probation, does she qualify?
Yes, she does, Judge. 2 months unemployed, last worked for the Daily Times. She was fired 2 months ago.
Okay, the court will appoint an attorney for you. There's a $100 surcharge for the appointment of that attorney. And who's on duty today?
Mr. Brennan.
Okay, Mr. Brennan, we are appointing you to this case. As you can see, there is going to be a bail matter. Have you had an opportunity yet to speak to?
I have, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, very well. And the court needs to establish that there's probable cause for your request, Commonwealth. Do you have any facts to read into the record?
Would you raise your right hand, please, and you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but to help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You may be seated.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Matthew Buckley for the Commonwealth. Your Honor, I am summarizing from information I received from the Burlington Police Department. Your Honor, this morning, the defendant before you was seen leaving the bank in Burlington. She was seen leaving a blue Volkswagen with license plate number 1539LF. She was followed because they received information that a bank robbery had occurred, a bank robbery with a gun, and upon having that information and observing the suspect that fit the description that was given of both the driver and the vehicle, the police then followed her and managed to pull her over and stop the vehicle. When they pulled the car over, they encountered the defendant before the court. She was driving the car. She was ordered to come out of the car based on the information they had, and she was placed into custody at that time. Your Honor, a search uncovered a money bag. The money bag was from the bank. It contained remnants of a dye pack. Dye from the pack was also found on the defendant, Your Honor. In addition to that, a further search of the defendant revealed a handgun. That handgun fitted the description of a handgun that was used in the robbery, and it was found on her person, and also on her person during a later search by the matron, after she was taken into custody. She was found with a bag of green leafy substance, which the Commonwealth would believe is marijuana, Your Honor. That would be the sum and substance of the allegations against the defendant, Your Honor.
Was there a charge not brought? I don't see a charge for possession of marijuana. There was no request. Commonwealth, you're aware that you didn't yet make a request to have a second charge. There's only one charge now before the court, armed robbery while masked.
We are aware of that, Your Honor. We're proceeding on that at this time, and we expect that subsequent charges may be brought upon receiving information from the drug lab, Your Honor.
On the facts you have recited, you do have probable cause to raise by motion question as to the dangerousness of this individual. Are you prepared to go forward with the hearing today?
Yes, Your Honor. Well, first of all, I'd like to address the question of probable cause. If the Commonwealth is seeking to hold my client pursuant to Section 58A, based upon the probable cause that you've heard today, Your Honor, I'd like to be heard as to whether or not the Commonwealth is seeking continuance.
And are you seeking a continuance?
Your Honor, we would seek that to have the defendant held for the 3-day period in order that we may bring in witnesses that were at the bank that can identify the defendant, as well as to basically prepare our case against the defendant regarding this hearing. With regard to dangerousness, there is evidence in her record that she has a history of drug use, a history of, she was found with marijuana, Your Honor. We have information that leads us to believe that she is someone that has a drug addiction. There's evidence in the record, and again, this is information that we need to investigate a little further with respect to prior restraining orders, and there's apparently a warrant outstanding for a domestic assault and battery, and we can bring in police reports from that would show further evidence of her dangerousness, Your Honor.
And the Commonwealth is entitled to their time up to 3 days. Will you need the full 3 days to prepare this, or can we perhaps get this done? It's Thursday now, by holding her through Monday. Can you be prepared perhaps tomorrow to do this?
I believe so, Your Honor.
Yeah, I think my time would request a little more time.
Okay, you are going to need more time
Yeah,
than one day in order to
like to speak
prepare.
with some witnesses, yes.
And how much time would you need?
5 days, sir.
5 days? And you do have the right to ask for additional time. She would, however, be held without bail during the period of the 5 days until we can have a further hearing. Is there anything else? And, Madam Clerk, which day did you want?
I say today's Thursday, so Tuesday.
Tuesday?
25th? Yes. Your Honor, we would reserve our rights to request a cash bail in this matter.
And the statute does permit you to also ask for a cash bail. We will let you reserve your right for a cash bail. Are you going to make the amendment to the complaint when you come back on Monday?
We expect to have that charge for the marijuana on the docket at that time, unless, of course, we face an objection. I don't foresee any.
I do object, Your Honor, because that would, I respect to submit a request, would entail the bringing of a new charge. I don't think you can simply amend the complaint to, especially if this is going to be a misdemeanor, McConnell be entitled to a hearing in a misdemeanor charge. And I understand possession of Class D is a misdemeanor charge. Therefore, I would object to the Commonwealth being allowed to amend the complaint simply to add a new charge of possession of Class D.
I would argue, Your Honor, that this is a charge, obviously, for which she was arrested, and that the fact that she wasn't charged in the complaint here is a mere oversight, as opposed to an offense for which she was not arrested and which would require a clerk's hearing. I would suggest that for purposes of judicial economy, that it makes sense to allow the Commonwealth to amend that to include that charge.
We could hold the clerk's hearing when she returns, could we not? You're going to have the officers here to testify as to the 58A. There would be no difficulty if the hearing were held that day. So there will be two, if you would, Madam Clerk, take care of making sure that the hearing is scheduled for the day when she returns. And hearing no other motions before the court.
Ms. Carter, the court enters a not guilty plea on your behalf. Mr. Brennan is assigned to represent you. The court has found probable cause of the Commonwealth's 58A motion, orders you held without bail pending 58A hearing on pretrial detention. That hearing will be held July 25 at 9 a.m.
Thank you. All rise, please.
Yes, back to me.
Watch your step before you get in, watch your head.
Joey, thank you.
Watch your head.
The court gathered a lot of information about the suspect prior to the hearing. Doug Woodboyle spoke with Assistant Chief Probation Officer James Dwyer about the process.
Now, Jim, when we went into the courtroom, the judge had a rather thick file on Ms. Carter, which incidentally was made up, most of it. I know because I made up a lot of it. But what's some of the background on that?
Well, that's a testament to Kathy McKeon, the clerk magistrate in our court. She was very helpful, as you know. I mean, making up the trump charges, so to speak, and making the docket appear to be as precise as if it was the real thing. Essentially, from that standpoint, everything was real. Mm-hmm. Essentially, in the court documents, as the police department come down, they apply for an application. She was under arrest for an armed robbery, a bank robbery. Those go in. The clerk finds out there might have been other incidences involved. The clerk actually helps the police department put together the proper offenses that in this particular Mia was going to be charged with. Sometimes the police department want to charge an individual with certain things, but it doesn't meet the criteria, the threshold thing for an exact complaint in that particular nature. That's where the clerk comes in. They're the official document keepers of any court system, so therefore they're the ones that make out, in conjunction with the police department, the nature and exact offenses that the individual is going to be charged with.
Paul Brennan, Mia's court-appointed attorney, shared his observations of the hearing.
What was going on in your eyes, and what did happen in that courtroom?
Well, as you saw, when Mia was brought up, the Commonwealth sought to hold her without bail, and the Commonwealth, in such instances, always vigorously argues in front of the judge the reasons why that person should be held without bail. Usually they emphasize elements of alleged dangerousness, and they always take their duty in that respect very seriously, and they never let up.
We had talked beforehand in trying to set up the different scenarios that might happen. What were some of the scenarios that could have happened besides what did?
Well, in addition to the judge holding Mia without bail, if the circumstances had so warranted, we could have argued that there were circumstances that could have justified her release on bail, and that the judge could impose conditions upon her for her release that would satisfy the requirements of the law, saying that if the judge finds that the defendant can be released on bail with conditions so as that she doesn't constitute a danger to a particular person or the public in general, the judge can impose such conditions in addition to a cash bail.
Police and court officials take special precautions and steps to ensure proper treatment of female suspects.
Here at the courthouse, she was always accompanied by any one of several female court officers.
Right.
And from the Burlington Police Department, there was a female matron with her from the time she was brought into the station till the time she was brought down here and transferred to you people.
That's correct. That's not something that's new in nature. It's something years and years ago the court system wasn't geared towards female issues, that type of thing. But now it's a liability situation at the police department when they're arrested. We always make sure we have a female matron that accompanies any juvenile and any adult that's in the custody of the police departments in the area. Just female issues, things to do, searches when they come in. It's not offensive, it's not intrusive, and it's better to be handled by a female personnel.
Behind bars, a female in the justice system will continue.
Your neighbors are nice, huh? Chucky's finally got a kid his age to play with.
He seems to have fun playing over there.
Kind of like it too.
If your kids play at a friend's house, please find out if the parents have a handgun.
Whoa. Well, it's nice being alone for a change.
You want to know how to win? It's staying alert, being prepared, reacting to changing situations, always concentrating, anticipating the action, thinking defensively, because ready or not, it's time to get going. There are no superstars on the road. There are other drivers with families. Respect them. Always remember to wear your safety belt. And if you've been drinking, don't drive. A message from the New England Revolution and the Governor's Highway Safety Bureau.
There's a vacation village called Give Kids the World. You can take your family for free if you're a kid like me with a terminal illness. If you know a kid like that, call 1-800-995-KIDS. I wish I could come back.
I gotta return the tunnel keys. Where? Here?
Right there. Take all your jewelry off, place it on the table there. Your clothing.
Tampon. Come on now.
face here, please. Have you ever been here before? Your last name?
Carter.
First name?
Mia.
I-A?
Yeah.
Your middle name, if you have one.
Kristen.
With a K?
Yep.
Social Security number. Last grade of school you completed.
What?
Last grade of school you completed.
12.
Were you working prior to getting locked up?
Not directly prior.
Have you done time any place prior to this incarceration?
No.
Your father's last name Carter?
Yep.
His first name?
Thomas.
Where was he born?
I don't know.
Is he alive?
I'm not sure.
Mother's maiden name?
Smith.
Her first name?
Jenny.
Do you know where she was born?
New York City.
Is she alive?
Yes.
Where does she live?
Reading.
Same address?
Yep.
Have you ever been married?
No.
Do you have any children?
No.
You want us to notify your mother in case of an emergency?
Yes.
Phone number?
Yes.
Phone number?
Oh, 781
Yes.
944 2200.
Describe your health, excellent, good, fair, or poor.
Good.
Problem with drugs or alcohol when you're on the street?
They say so.
Both?
Drugs.
Does your mom know you're here?
Records Officer Crowley.
You sure? Because you can call her. Why don't
She's
you
not
call
here
her?
right now. I don't know where she's at. I'm in the middle of something.
Would you like to call your mom?
All right.
No.
Take off the supervisor, I can work with them.
What are you wearing on your feet right now?
Sneakers.
What color are they?
White and blue.
Kind are they?
Adidas.
Which police department arrested you?
Burlington.
Secure all your property, have a seat back in the tank you came out of. Secure all your property, and have a seat back in the tank you came out of.
That's what my boss said.
Listen.
Take that with you.
Oh.
Come with me, please. Go over, give me your right index finger. It's fine. Left index finger. This is fine. Okay. Stand in front, please. Straight ahead. Turn and face the sink. Turn your whole body, please. Have any tattoos or scars on you?
Yeah.
Black back.
I need you to sign right here, please. Signature of person being printed. Right here, please. You can get some soap right there and wash your hands.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah.
Definitely the most cooperative person I've ever fingerprinted. Okay, you're all set.
After spending the entire day being shuffled through the system, Mia felt drained and very relieved that this was just another assignment.
So you've gone through about 8 hours
Yeah.
of incarceration in various forms. What are your thoughts at this point, Mia?
I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. It's really like you just feel absolutely powerless. It's the only way I can describe it, because you have no control, and
people are kind of mean. Even though they're not really mean to you, they're not friendly to you. So you get the idea that, like, you just feel really just, okay, great, you know, you can be as polite as you want and they just won't be even cordial to you. So it's kind of, it just makes you feel really weird and just so, like, unwelcome. And so to have people who, like, talk to you is something.
What would you say was the worst part of your ordeal today?
Sitting in a cell. For, I don't even know how long. I was in the cell for quite a while. And you go nuts because the walls seem like they're closing in on you. There's absolutely nothing to listen to, nothing to watch, no change of scenery, no clock, so you can't even tell how long you've been in there. It's basically just like a metal and cement box, and you sit in it. And I could not even imagine sitting in there all day because you would just, I would lose it. Now I see why they take away your shoelaces.
Just for the record, Mia, you were only in there for an hour and a half.
Well, it seemed a lot longer. I would have guessed like 2.5.
What was the feeling when you got taken out of the courthouse, or you were in shackles all that time?
Yeah, well, shackles hurt. And it was actually kind of a relief to get out of like a building and like outside. You can really learn to appreciate the great outdoors. Like even just like a cruiser ride was great because you got to be outside and see stuff and beats sitting in a cell.
How was the enclosed van coming up here though? You couldn't see much in that.
No, you could. You could see out the front, you could see out the back. It's just the sides. You can't see anything at all. So, I mean, it wasn't as bad. It's better than the cruiser. I mean.
What would you recommend to anybody who thinks they might want to commit a crime now?
They're crazy. They're absolutely crazy. I swear, if people did this, what I just did today, then I won't even speed. It just scares like this reality into you, like you could do this, like, and just be under somebody else's control for however long, you know? And it's just, you just feel so powerless and just powerless.
Mia, you're going to walk into Wakefield Police Station tomorrow morning and do your regular job as a police reporter. What do you think your feeling is going to be at that time?
I think I have a lot more respect for just like the whole system because I had no idea so much work went into it. And you know, all I really heard was, you know, we took them into custody and we took them to Woburn District Court, and that's all I ever hear. That's like the end of the story as far as I'm concerned. And now I almost feel bad for these people if they don't deserve it because this is not the way to go.
Okay, well, that was pretty enjoyable watching that all over again. It was a long day. This all started at 11:30 in the morning and ended about 6:30 at night. I think Mia and I finally got back to the office. There was a lot of hard work behind the scenes. Dick, your friend Jim Dwyer, the Assistant Chief Juvenile Probation Officer for Middlesex County, for the Middlesex court system, gave us a lot of help, and some other people I think that you wanted to thank also.
Well, I think especially all the people, including our own people and our own staff. Mia Carter, who wrote it, Doug, who coordinated the whole thing, Don Young, our outstanding, wonderful photographer, who did a marvelous job in color photos on our three-part series in our newspaper. But especially the Burlington police officers who took time out of their busy duties to cooperate with us and to put the fear of the Lord into Mia when she was arrested, and also back at the station, all the folks back at the station who put her through fingerprinting and took her shoes off and her shoelaces and put her in a cell, and then of course all the court people. They were absolutely terrific down at the 4th District Courthouse, and finally Sheriff DePaulo's people. They took Mia up to the Baraca House of Correction, and it was an outstanding experience for her and our readers, and I'm sure for the watchers of the TV. It was a marvelous day, and we look forward to doing something in the future, another year or so, of a similar nature that can bring something to light and make the public more aware, and hopefully young people more aware of what the processes of criminal justice are, really.
Mia has seen the error of her ways and has gone on to college now. She's at University of Tampa in Tampa, Florida, and going on to what we know is going to be a wonderful career in her future after she graduates. We want to thank also the wonderful work that Jennifer Dodge and Tricia Hicks here at Burlington Cable Access Television did in helping us, spending the day with us, all the behind-the-scenes editing that's gone into this program. And we hope that you've not only enjoyed this program, but that you've learned a lot about what happens in the judicial system today and can change maybe your life, and we hope that your children learn something from this also.
Absolutely. I would suggest strongly that you show it to your children. We've had a number of reactions at the newspaper from parents who would point it out to their youngsters and say, this is what you can go through. And it's very important to understand the consequences of foolish acts. So I hope that all you parents that are sitting out there today will take this home to your youngsters and sit them down and say, hey, take a look at that.
This park was filled with vandals, junkies and dealers, carjackers, prostitutes, and gangs that held the neighborhood in fear. But the only crime being committed here is everyone thinking that we're the criminals. Let's face it, everyone judges teenagers on appearances. So why don't we start proving everybody wrong by doing something right? Get involved in crime prevention in your community. Tutor, mentor, volunteer. Call 1-800-722-TEENS to find out what you can do.
It's time we're judged
by what we do,
not how we look.
The Boston Red Sox have teamed up with the Massachusetts Teacher Association to promote reading. The first way you expand your mind is by reading. It starts when you're young.
Even in the game, in the baseball game where you have to use your physical abilities, you need to know some of the things that you can pick up from these books. And reading is just the base of everything.
So get in the game, the reading game, and become a literacy champion, because reading matters.